I'm Crystal Faulkner with the CPA and Business Advisory firm of Cooney, Faulkner & Stevens. We're here today with Rob Hudson. Rob is an attorney and a partner at the law firm of Frost Brown Todd. And Rob, you're also the author of a new book called A Better Tomorrow, Fighting for Capitalism and Jobs in the Heartland. And as I mentioned, you're an attorney, but yet you've found time to write this book. Why were you compelled and inspired at this time to write this book now?
Well, I started writing portions of the book back in 2008, 2009, right around the time of the crash. And we'd already lost around 4 million jobs. I was serving as the volunteer chair of the Northern Kentucky Chamber. What we did was we convened over 1,000 business leaders to communicate to Washington, D.C. what we needed to regrow those jobs. And of course, Washington, D.C. didn't adopt all of those things. And I continued writing for local newspapers and other publications over the course of the next 4 years to tell the stories of businesses, to share some of their hopes, dreams, and frustrations.
And we both work with privately held businesses, Rob, and this book really tells those stories of great business leaders right here in our region, those unsung heroes that we have here locally. That's what you've written about in the book.
Well, and I've had the privilege to work with business owners and entrepreneurs over the course of the last 25 years. They share their hopes, dreams, fears, concerns, and some of those found their way into the book. And I hope they'll be compelling stories for the readers because they're great American success stories.
Certainly inspirational, very inspirational when you can learn about how an entrepreneur starts with nothing many times and actually grows a business and grows jobs just really to transform so many lives.
And part of the messages in the book is that we all in this country, we need to root for them and root for them to be successful so that we can all benefit as a result.
And if folks would like to pick up a copy of the book, is it available?
It is. It's at Joseph Beth, Remke's Biggs, and it's online at www.abettertomorrowforcapitalism.com.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you, Crystal.
We are going to continue our conversation with Rob Hudson, an attorney at Frost Brown Todd, on wcpo.com/businesswise. So, Rob, you had mentioned earlier about these stories, these unsung heroes, and they basically haven't had a chance to tell their stories. And many of these entrepreneurs are very private. They don't want to tell their stories, but yet a lot of their stories should be told and people should understand what's going on with these organizations.
Well, entrepreneurs, generally speaking, most of them, I believe, like to keep a low profile. And they don't necessarily talk about their good deeds or the good work that they do. And I think our nation needs to hear and learn more and more about it so that we see business people and business owners, I think, in the proper light.
Because we hear so much about jobs and the importance of jobs, but then on the other hand, a lot of my clients at least feels like that some legislatures, things are being stacked up against them. Are you feeling the same thing? I mean, do your clients feel, on the one hand, we talk about jobs and small businesses creating those jobs, but on the other hand, there's so many roadblocks for them to accomplish that?
Well, and Crystal, I practice labor and employment law representing companies and management and business owners, so we see it every single day. And, you know, literally on a monthly basis, there's a new regulation or development that businesses have to keep up with. That becomes very, very challenging, and it slows us down when we're trying to accomplish things like create new jobs and expand businesses.
How have you weaved the writing of this book into your law practice?
Well, early mornings, late nights, and weekends, but the transition from writing for the law and writing for a book was not very difficult. And the reason why is I had already been writing for businesses in courts and administrative agencies making their cases over the course of the last 25 years. And now the difference is I'm sure nobody wanted to read anything I wrote other than the clients and maybe the judges or the administrative agencies, and hopefully some people will want to read this book.
Absolutely. And how has the business community embraced the book?
It's been flattering and wonderful. There were great early endorsements from the business community, and the business community, because of our business community in Greater Cincinnati, the book became #1 hot new release
That's
on
great.
Amazon.
So what would you hope that once someone's finished the book, what would be the takeaway? One big point.
That our jobs come from businesses, that we need to foster the best business climate in the world. And if we do that, we will all succeed. That is the path to true prosperity.
And again, if folks would like to pick up a copy of the book, it's
at Joseph Beth, Rimke's Biggs, and online at www.abettertomorrowforcapitalism.com.
Well, Rob, again, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you, Crystal.